Hello, 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 beautiful people. How's everybody doing today? This your boy Just Ed, and I'm just chilling. What that is on my lip? I don't know what that was. I thought something was on my lip. Anyway, how's your? It's Friday. I was finna say, look, I'm already in Saturday. It is a whole Friday. But how's you guys Saturday going? I hope Friday going. I hope everything is good. On this end, I'm getting ready to get my day started, man. I'm grateful. Why am I grateful? I'm grateful because I have another day, another shot, another opportunity to live my life, to mind my business, to encourage people, to pour into them, to see things come to pass that actually work out for my good. Opportunity to stand in my truth and understand that with standing in your truth, there will be opposition, there will be, unfortunately, misunderstanding, there will be people who either they don't get it or they don't care about trying to understand. And I'm just no longer in a space wherein I'm going to allow someone to disrespect me. How do you disrespect me? You disrespect me by disregarding my boundaries. What are my boundaries? Respecting me, hearing what I have to say. If you don't understand or you have a question about something that I've said, or you're curious, being willing to actually have a conversation. And then once we do have said conversation, you can then sit with it. And even if you still don't disagree, like even if you still don't agree and you still don't get it, you're willing to accept that, okay, I don't understand and I may not even necessarily agree with it. I might not even like it, but that's his business, that's his decision. I have to trust that he gonna do what's best for him. Like, to violate that and question me about it and try to dissertate my shit, that ain't gonna work out for me no more. I no longer allow that, because it's like, what's the point of having a conversation if you've already formulated the response you think I'm going to have? You've already formulated the thought that you think I'm going to say, and that you've already decided that you don't give a shit one way or another about what it is I'm presenting to you. What's the point of talking? I don't find one. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't find no point. I don't find no point at all. And if that's what it is, then say so. Don't, because I don't want to have, I will not go back and forth. And it sometimes, unfortunately, be the ones that be closest to you that seems to push that line. There was a conversation that I came across on Instagram earlier where Teslin Figaro was responding to a comment made by Dion Cole about us, as far as people that look like me, being masters of tearing us down. I heard both sides of the argument. One, a lot of the things that I have dealt with and a lot of the problems that I have faced, while I would say white supremacy lay at the core of it, because white supremacy built this foundation upon which people that look like me had to learn how to navigate and how to respond and, operate within certain constraints and boxes. And so there was some type of oppression that existed there, and that passed on from generation to generation to generation, oftentimes becoming worse and then just producing more trauma. We learned from the systemic pushing of racism in this country, white supremacy. We learned from that, honestly, or we were taught that we were inferior, that we were worth nothing, that our lives didn't matter, our thoughts didn't matter, our contributions didn't matter, our actual presence didn't matter, that our life was absolutely just, and some people sincerely ran with that. it ingrained it. They allowed it to become ingrained in them, and I don't blame them for that, because if you've been taught something for hundreds of years, and this is what you are taught, and this is what you are shown, and this is what is enforced, and then when you go up to defend yourself or speak out about it, you get blowback. And that blowback often costs people that look like me our lives. So I get why some people live there and operated there and breathed from there and made their decisions from there. What I don't understand is why some people still remain in that space to where you see us attacking each other. And I can't, and I'll be fair, all of it doesn't come from systemic racism. A lot of it, I think, is tribal. You look back in history, and the little bit of history that we learn about, like the Caribs and the Taino, if I'm not mistaken, I think there were some warring factions at some point. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I definitely know on the African continent, warring factions. On the Asian continent, warring factions. Hell, within Europe, warring factions. So it is a tribal thing that is ingrained within people oftentimes to clash. The thing that I don't understand is when that clashing actually entered into the family, why families begin to break apart and separate. And it's an example of the breaking or shattering of the village. The village was a thing that if we had nothing else, we had each other. That is broken. And one of the reasons why it is still not fixed is because I think on the other side of trauma, for those who begin to escape and defy systemic racism and the pressure and the oppression and the obstacles and mountains placed in front of us, when people begin to reject those and they begin to wake up into their self, some people within that small faction, some of those people then went on to if you will, fight fire with fire. So they would begin to think the way that I win is by being better than, step on people, climb over people, reject people, look down my nose at people, talk down my mouth, out of my mouth about people, and do nothing to help them, because if I came up out and I was able to get me and my family out, you need to figure out how to do it as well. That's not how life goes. Hello. That life doesn't work like that. Each one reach one, teach one. We live in a space now where we are so divided. But what I am happy to actually also report is that a lot of us have recognized the era of not only the ways of the governing body of this country, we've recognized the era of religion. We've recognized the era of our community and how we would just run with something just because we were told that it is the thing and it is the way and this is how it should be done. We've recognized the era in that, and we've woken up into questions. And so there are quite a few of us, more than you will probably ever know, that are actually coming together. We are learning how to sit in spaces with our whole grown asses and have conversations wherein sometimes we disagree, but just because we disagree doesn't mean there has to be volatility. There doesn't have to be smoke. It doesn't have to be pressure. Guess what? We just don't agree on the thing. That's okay. Because we don't agree, two people don't agree on one thing doesn't mean that it has to be a war. For what? That's not how life goes. That's not how life goes. You're going to often disagree with people. Hell, sometimes I disagree with my damn self. So, I mean, what? I'm fighting with me now? we have to work through. It's a difference between telling somebody to figure the shit out and also telling that same person, hey, this is how I think you can work through that. Because and using yourself for an example, or myself, this is how I have worked through this situation. May not necessarily be related, but the principle is the same. So shout out to the village and those repairing it. And understand what goes up must come down, and that fall be hard. Be easy, be well. I holla.